Hi guys, and welcome to Dr. Lou's Low Carb Diet. I'm Dr. Lou. So, the main idea now is we're looking at snacks again. We want something which we can have processed, yes, but it tastes delicious. So, what have we got on the menu today? Well, we have this lovely little thing here. You might look at it and think, hey, that looks familiar. That looks like a Pop-Tart. In fact, beforehand, when I used to look at Pop-Tarts, I used to think, wow, I really want some of them. I did try them and I did actually think they were sickly sweet. So the real ones, obviously, I wasn't so keen on. But yes, they do have usually quite nice flavors. And this looks like a similar product to obviously a Pop-Tart. So this one here is obviously keto friendly. What do we have here? It's made by Legendary Foods and it's got 20 grams of protein, 1 gram sugar. It's a hot fudge sundae flavored protein pastry. In other words, it's like a pop. So that's the idea you've got here. We've got obviously all the information on here. We're going to have a check of it. Is it really going to be this good? The only one with this, the only thing with this, which is different to other snacks, is that this can be heated. So if you want, you can put it in the microwave, I believe. Yeah, I guess you put it in, pop down into the, I guess I would say, you might want to give it a go, but I'm not going to have it heated. I'm going to have it with a nice hot cup of tea. So, given the same release of flavors from the heat. Now, and so again, probably you might want to try it out. You can tell me in the comments there, does it work in your toaster? So it probably would work in the toaster, but don't put it on for too long. Only give it a few seconds, maybe say about 30, then pop it up. Yeah, maximum heat, 30 seconds, pop, up it comes, it's probably warmed up. If not, put it down for another 30. Anyway, microwave, it's a 10-second job. Now, obviously, it is definitely a Pop-Tart. What are we going to do? We're going to have a quick look into this and we want to understand exactly if this is going to impact or cause any problems. Now, okay, so let me go jump on for the packaging so we can analyze the packaging and understand if it's a threat, if it's okay, or if it's a goodie. Okay, share the screen. It's being built up more of maybe a protein diet, but again, the crossover for low carb. Here you can see it's only got 1 gram of sugar. So that's quite interesting. We'll look at the information in a minute. Hot fudge sundae flavored protein pastry, and it's 61 grams. It does, by looking at the packaging, it's quite a nice packaging. Seems to be quite, nice quality. It's actually lower than a lot of the Atkins ones or some of the other products we've reviewed, but it's still quite a nice packaging. Foil wrapped, I believe. And we'll find that out in a second. Jump on here. Here we go. What have we got? Okay, so this guy's telling us that it's 23 grams of carbs included. 7 grams belong to fibre. 10 grams belong to... gone out my head just there in a second. Ooh. 10 grams go to sugar alcohols. And that's erythritol. So let me do that one again because that was awful. So here we go. Okay, guys, so looking at this here, if you look down here, you can see it's got 23 grams of carbs, 7 grams of fiber, right? And you can see it's got 10 grams of sugar alcohol, and that's erythritol. Again, we'll see how this impacts on the body. It says 6 net carbs. So you've got 17 there of fiber and erythritol, or the sugar alcohol. Now, this erythritol is meant to be good, but one of the snacks I had, for some reason, I went right out of ketosis. I'll check this again to see if I go right out of ketosis. It is quite high in carbs. It's 6 grams, and I would say possibly adding up all today, I would probably say that I'll be around maybe 14 grams, I'd guess, because I've eaten a lot of eggs, meat. The only thing I've got some carbs from would be half a pepper, which you shouldn't eat too much of a pepper. Half a pepper will give you about 2.9 grams of carb. You have some tomatoes, and those will give you about 3 grams per 100 grams. So overall, then the rest of my carbs were maybe from some chicken, style spam, like, it's like a chicken spam. It's called, made from chicken instead of pork. So the main idea is, yes, I would say I'm suitable for this because it'll bring me up to about 20 grams. Plus, with what you digest, it'll probably be about maybe 5.8, 5.6 of that. So in that one, I would say I've already got a reading of about 4 for what we call a moderate level of ketones at the moment, and so that's moving into the large level ketones. So that's where my ketones sit at the moment. So if I eat this, it should either keep at the same or negligibly go down a little bit. So that's what we're going to be looking at. If it goes right out, we know, not this snack, not a good one. So we'll see that, obviously, eat it. What else information I've got? Okay, here we go. So we've got total fat, 8 grams. Saturated 1 gram. Trans fat, 0. Good. We've got also cholesterol here. It says 10 milligrams. Cholesterol is an interesting thing. I will make another channel based on all of these things and how people make misnomers or misconceptions and don't understand exactly what cholesterol is. Some people are sitting there thinking cholesterol is a demon. No, cholesterol is in every single cell of our body, and we produce about, I believe, 3 kg from our liver every day. But the point is, we're talking about consuming animal fats with cholesterol, and that having some arteries only if you've inflamed them with sugar, white refined sugar. Now, the whole idea is, yes, that can happen, but only from sugar. So here we go. We have sodium at 370 milligrams. That's quite high, I think, for a snack. But still, usually, I think the NHS limit for the UK is 6 grams per day now. Used to be 3 grams, and I was like, no way, man. You can't have such a little amount of salt in your diet. And I'll make another channel about that. But anyway, here we go. We've got all the vitamins and calcium, gives it there. You've got total carbs, 23 grams. You have fiber at 7 grams, total sugar, 1 gram, including 0 added sugars. Yes, erythritol, which is a sugar alcohol, is 10 grams. Okay, and then you have protein here, 20 grams, which is a huge amount. They've got iron and potassium as well, highly negligible. So that's all cool and that's covered. Let's jump down. Let's have a look down. Here we go. Our friends here, the ingredients. So you have a protein blend, micellar casein, calcium caseinate, whey protein isolate. Okay, so that's all blended in there together. Erythritol, which is the sugar alcohol. You have water, high oleic sunflower oil, polydextrose, collagen peptides, glycerin, natural flavors. Contains less than 2% of the following: cocoa processed with alkali, cellulose, sea salt, baking soda, citric acid, xanthan gum, cellulose gum, gum arabic, guar gum, palm olive, sodium alginate, methyl cellulose, tapioca starch, sucrose, fatty acid, esters, sucralose, stevia, sweetener, and sunflower lecithin. Now, the whole idea there is, okay, so we've got all these ingredients. What you need to know is, obviously, hey, we saw there it's the main sugar alcohol, which is meant to be quite safe, and that's erythritol. So based on, we understand, okay, that's cool with me. I accept it. That's fantastic. Yeah. And I can't see any huge problems here. We have, obviously, there are loads of chemicals which are debatable. Anyone have any questions about other chemicals here? Because we're just dealing with, low-carb diets and specific with things for that. Then, obviously, I'm focusing on the sweetness, for example, how it will impact on our blood sugar level. So the main idea there is we're going to focus on looking at this and how it relates. And what we'll do is we'll say, okay, anything that you're unsure about, if you're not sure about xanthan gum, if you're not sure about gum arabic, if you're not sure about cellulose, I will, tell me in the comments, because I'm making another channel which goes through loads of different ingredients, what they are, how they can impact on you, good for you, bad for you, all that kind of main idea. So you tell me and I'll get on that, and there'll be zero problem, for me to go through. I'll make a list of everyone. I'll put you over and open on the chat Okay, so it'll be a different channel, but it will then be looking at myths and chemicals, all about these things that will help educate the population. Now, what are we looking at here as well? So it says contains milk. Fantastic. Why is that important? Well, because milk obviously has sugar in it, which is lactose. Processed in a facility that also processes peanuts and tree nuts. That's for your allergies. Okay. So main idea there is we've got obviously sucralose and stevia sweetener as well there. That's pretty much the three main injectable ones there. You have other fibers and stuff in there as well, but the whole idea is that this shouldn't do anything, and it's saying it should have a maximum of 6 gram carbohydrates impact on the body, meaning about 5.6 to 5.8 hitting my bloodstream, being digested. So we will then obviously have to look at that. So let's jump ahead. I'm going to shut this down now while I go into the food review and the taste. Oops, let me shut that down. Okay, back again. So here's the snack. Okay, this is the one. It looks very tasty, mouth-watering in fact. As I said, probably not as high quality as the Atkins wrappings. The packaging on them, but still very high quality, quite nice. I'll open it up. Let's do a bit of a smell test. Here we go. Okay, not the best smell. A bit chemical. In fact, if you ask me, smells a bit interesting. Okay, I want you to have a look at that lovely picture. This is the one we get. Okay. With a slight difference in appearance. That looks like a Pop-Tart. That looks like a Fibre Tart. I'm sure it's delicious. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a pastry. It's got some nice looking filling. Doesn't match up to this. I would prefer it to look like this. But anyway, that's not so important. What is important, although a little bit is because it prepared your mind, the smell. The look and the smell are not so good so far. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. The smell and the look aren't goodies. Yeah. Okay. Taste and texture. Here we go. Heat. All right. Well, the taste is a pleasant surprise. It's actually quite yummy. So, nice little like sweet flavor. Hard to really relate it. I'm going in for another bite because I need to get that taste definitely again. Mm. Yeah, like a figgy kind of flavor as well, believe it or not. So it's a hot fudge sundae. I think it'll do the job. Pretty tasty. I mean, the smell and the appearance are lacking, but the actual taste is this, and that's the most important part. So I'd say that it's bad boy, based on its taste, texture, mixing with the tea to release flavors because you can heat this as well, but I'm not going to. I would say the 8 out of 10. This is not bad at all. It's pretty tasty. So if it had a good smell and a good appearance, might be even a 9. But, good. That's the most important part. It will satisfy you when you eat this. Now, I'm going to obviously go off, finish this bad boy, and then I'm going to come back and I'll tell you what the readings for the ketones are. Yeah, so if my ketones are not, moved or anything, I'll inform you in a minute. Okay, guys, see you later. Okay, now done the test, and it shows actually that it has moved out to a trace of ketones. So basically, I was expecting possibly definitely some movement. It has moved quite significantly. My carbs have definitely would range between maybe say 17 to say maybe 24 grams maximum. So I'm definitely in the ketogenic area, but eating that as including that, in fact, should still be within that range. And it does show a slight taste of ketone. So if that's the case, then it has moved, to slow down ketone production. Again, it is expected. It was a 6 gram net carb, so you expect it to hit your blood sugar level in some significant way, but obviously not like a normal sugar snack. The main idea is to probably see if it affects later on. So I can see if it goes back in quickly, then that's obviously a benefit. There's nothing else really, I think, of any significance that I've been eating or consuming that could have caused the big move out. So again, you have to probably do a very ketogenic diet to eat one of these snacks, simply because it's quite high in carbs. It's quite high anyway, and so it was actually very delicious. And so I would say it's a fantastic snack for taste. Still looking at smell and look were pretty terrible, but the taste was where it was. Where it counted. It was absolutely delicious. So I really enjoyed that. Say still give it about an 8 out of 10. 8.5 because it was such a good flavour, but because it also has a benefit impact, I'll probably stay with 8 out of 10. Only have it if you are having it as a treat and you've been eating like meat and eggs or no other carb. Again, very tasty, and as I said, it's definitely worth obviously a buy. I'll put the price and all the other information and where you can buy it in the link down below. So if you like it, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe, please. Okay, bye for now.